Whereas spinosa is a black thorn and it is also called as sloe. And this particular black thorn, Prunus spinosa, is also a host plant for the black hair streak butterfly as well as emperor moth and several other lepidopteran insects. Prunus domestica is the type species. We have both. Majority of the prunus trees, they are also trees and shrubs also. Most of them, they are deciduous. But some are evergreen, for example, Prunus laurocerasus. Prunus laurocerasus is also put under the subgenus Laurocerasus, recognized with the evergreen foliage and flowers borne in racemes. And fruits are not grouped. In case of almonds and peaches, badam and adu, we have the deciduous trees and they are characterized by the auxiliary birds. They are always born in cluster of 3. Auxiliary birds in trees, whereas there is single vegetative bud and flanked by the 2 flower buds. And another character of almonds and peaches is fruit is grouped. Stone is corrugated. So they are different from many other prunus trees and they are put under the subgenus Amygdalus. And other subgenus for other prunus, for example, apricots and plums. Apricots Khubani and plums Alucha. We have another proper subgenus under Prunus genus, that is also called as Prunus subgenus. Here auxiliary birds are solitary. In case of Amygdalus, for peaches and almonds, we have 3 birds together. And here, like almonds and peaches, again in apricots and plums also, fruit is grouped and stone is rough. Another genus for some of the prunus trees is Padus. Padus subgenus is for bird cherries and here the auxiliary birds is single, flowering is late spring, whereas in case of almonds and peaches it is early flowering trees. And here in Padus the stone is smooth, it is not having any corrugations. In case of almonds and peaches we have the distinct corrugations on the stone. Another particular subgenus under this is also Lithocerasus. And Lithocerasus is similar to almonds and peaches in having the auxiliary birds in the group of 3, but stone is not corrugated, it is smooth. And species under this is Prunus pumila, which is called as sand cherry and it is found in Canada, North America. It's a shrub and it can propagate through clonal colonies formation and here the leaves are leathery. Apart from this, we must have heard the Japanese Spring Festival. In Japan, we have the mass gregarious flowering of the planted trees and the prunus, which is meant for decoration, and the Spring Festival celebration in Japan is Prunus cerulata. There is another species similar to cerulata, which is found in China and Tibet, basically called as Tibetan prunus. This particular prunus is Prunus cerula. It is distinguished by the red bark, horizontal bark with more fascinating brown red decorative bark. And this is planted as ornamental also. In Africa, we have one vulnerable species which is called Prunus africana. And mostly all these prunus, they have the extrafloral nectaries present in the leaf petiole or lamina. But in case of africana, we see the extrafloral nectaries on the margin of the leaf. There is another clove cherry. And clove cherry is Prunus apetala. Petals are present but they are early falling. So it is named as Prunus apetala. The calyx bud is clove-like, so it is named as clove cherry. It is found in Honshu, Japan. Another species which is also reported from Afghan and also in some part of India is Jacquemonti. Prunus jacquemonti, named after Victor Jacquemont. Another species which is found in Kashmir and which is wild is Prunus prostrata. It is a shrubby and a creeping bush. So it is popularly known as rock cherry, creeping cherry, or prostrate cherry. Here leaves are glabrous. Upper surface is glabrous, lower surface is tomentose. And this is also found in Algeria, Morocco, Spain, Italy, Iran, and our Kashmir. This is hardly a 1 meter tall, much branched shrub with rosy pink flowers. Another species which is wild, of wild occurrence in our Kashmir, especially in Sir forests and Pahalgam forests, and it is also under cultivation in Kashmir University, that is Prunus, this particular species which is Vishkanda, Prunus tomentosa. So this grows small sized tree or a large bush. So its leaves are velvety hairy on both the sides. The leaves are serrate, toothed, and its flowers are also pinkish white. They appear in early spring and fruits are dark red, cherry-like, and they are born in July. The cherries also have a subgenus under the Prunus. Under the Prunus, the subgenus is called Cerasus for the cherries. And under the Cerasus, for true cherries, axillary bud is single, but the flowers are long stalked and fruits are not grouped and stone is smooth. But in case of Prunus tomentosa, we see they are not long stalked flowers, they are short stalked. And this is also put under cultivation, and fruit is also edible and useful for kidney troubles and for many other ailments, especially in the Chinese pharmacopoeia. It is considered as a medicinal plant. Another plant which is unique and found in Japan is Prunus speciosa. It is called Oshima cherry. Flowers are white with gold stamens and it has the brown sepals. 800-year-old Prunus speciosa, Oshima cherry tree, has been spotted in Japan and it is declared as a national treasure. Likewise, we have another species, Prunus buxifolia, which is endemic to Colombia. Prunus mexicana is reported from Mexico, also called as Mexican plum. This is also similar to Prunus americana, another species found in America, which is called as American plum. Prunus nigra is called Canada plum. It's black fruit and it has the leaves, teeth, serrations, blunt tipped. Whereas in Americana, the teeth are sharp toothed. Margin is sharp toothed. But in nigra, there is a blunt toothed. Another species which we find in Himalayas, especially in Jammu and Kashmir, the temperate regions, even Bhadarwah, Kishtwar, Pahalgam, Kupawada, everywhere we see, that is called the bird cherry. Especially in Sonamarg area we see this tree. This is a bird cherry called Prunus carnuta. Why carnuta? Because fruit has a horned deformation which is supposed to be formed with the help of some gall forming insect or the fungus Tephorina padai. This in local language is called jumb, something akin to jamun. It is not jamun, but it is also in Uttarakhand area, it's called jamnoi, something like jamun, but not jamun. And this is also called as jumb in Kashmir, and in Gojari language it is called parat. And this fruit is hardly 8 mm. Initially it is red, then it turns purple, dark purple. If trees grow in Gulmarg area also, and the flowers are born in packed racemes. And this is a medium-sized tree. Another endangered tree which is threatened and endangered is reported from Philippines, which is endemic to Philippines and also endangered. This is Prunus pulgarensis. The species which is endemic to Ecuador is Prunus herthi. Another species which is vulnerable and reported from Borneo, Sabah, which is endemic as well as it is reported vulnerable. It is Prunus mirabilis. In Saudi Arabia and North Africa, we have another broom-like shrub, very peculiar and is very near relative of the almonds. It's called as wild almond, Prunus arabica. Likewise, another species which is shrubby and xerophytic reported from Iran is Prunus scoparia. Leaves are Daphne-like, and these are also called as the wild almonds, near relatives of the almond species. Another species which is considered ancestral, from which our almonds have emerged, is reported as Prunus fenzeliana, and this is also found in the Central Asia. And it is also, the latest research is telling, peaches and almonds, they look very similar, not only in the appearance wise. When we see the fruit, green fruit of almond and the peach fruit, they look similar with the hairy, fuzzy appearance. Outer coat of the fruit is fuzzy, hairy, densely trichomes are present, and this gives an inner shell. That stone is also corrugated, another similarity. And not only the similarity with the fruits and fuzzy nature of the fruit, but even at the genomic level. It was the year 2010, we have the genome sequencing of peach also. And even in almonds we have the gene sequencing. So comparing the genome of the two species, peaches and almonds, it has come to the knowledge that it is the transposons, kind of jumping genes, which Barbara McClintock discovered in maize, and she was also awarded Nobel Prize for physiology and medicine in the year 1983. Same genes, the fragments of genes, they can switch sides with the chromosomes. And how it occurred? The ancestor species was in Central Asia, and after the formation of Himalayas, the populations got restricted to two locations. One was temperate and another was subtropical. So in the subtropical, because of these changes in the gene expression due to some transposons, two species got different architecture. In almonds, we eat the inner kernel, that is the seed basically, that is edible, and even it is sweet. Whereas in another, we got that seed is bitter. So how the bitter varieties, how the sweet tasting seeds developed, and how the bitter, this is also controlled by the genes, and even the transposons have played a role. The bitterness in the almonds, are some of the almonds we see still, and in the peaches also, that is due to amygdalin. Amygdalin is found, and it with the help of enzyme, it can give rise to cyanide, hydrogen cyanide, which is water soluble. So removal of amygdalin and hydrogen cyanide forming phytochemicals with the help of gene expression is a research field, and it has given us the new species which are more sweet tasting, and we have discarded the bitter tasting almonds. In the peaches also, peaches, it is reported that they started under domestication in the Neolithic period, and in the Iran area and Mediterranean countries, and even they found expression in the miniature paintings during the 16th century. This is called sunun, Prunus persica. It is not basically native to Persia, but large scale cultivation, and Europeans thought it has come from Persia, Iran. So it is named as Prunus persica, peach. Its outer flesh is edible, that is eaten, that is sweet. So we have the two varieties here. Some of the peaches, they are without fuzzy hair. So they are called as nectarines. Prunus persica, variety nectarina. Another is fuzzy, and in that also we have the yellow flesh and we have the white flesh. White flesh is also sweet, and even the color of the outer coat, sometimes it is reddish also. they are early flowering. The most important species which we usually see introduced in Kashmir gardens and which is basically ornamental. This is the species reported, basically it has come from Japan, and it is called as the campanulata, the Prunus campanulata. And this particular species has very ornamental value, and it is usually introduced, and it has the dark red flowers early in the spring. And another peculiar species which is seen is basically, this is called as Prunus cerocytus. Prunus cerocytus is called a pania in Uttarakhand Gadwal, but in Jammu hills we call it as a pajja. In Rajouri hills it is known as Banaravadi, and this is basically in Sanskrit called as Padmaka. This is one of the prunus which have the aromatic wood, and its flowering time is autumn, not early spring or late spring, but it starts flowering somewhere in October, November, so before leaves appear. So it has the pinkish red flowers, and also propagate through suckering method, and its fruits, seeds basically, they are used in necklaces. And this is the important tree of the Himalayas, with lot of folklore regarding its beauty and regarding its use even in the ceremonial sacrificial ceremonies in the hills. Another species which is reported from Garhwal Himalayas is Prunus venosa. It is also called as Gadaru. Its leaf base is not cordate, whereas in case of Prunus carnunta, the leaf base is cordate. And this is the rare, and in local language it's called as Ariya or Gadaru. Prunus pisardi is also under cultivation in Kashmir. This is called cherry plum. This is also called as the myrobalan plum, and this sometimes is thought synonymous with Prunus cerasifera. But Prunus pisardi has the purplish leaves, so it is more ornamental. It is also used for bonsai and living sculpture.